Jai Shri Mataji. We will hear more of this beautiful music at the end of the program. But for now, I would love to welcome all participants this evening to the UK collective online meditation, always so powerful, coming from the heart of the universe. And in the wake of that beautiful music, and before this photo of our Holy Mother, Sri Adi Shakti, let's raise our kundalinis collectively, put ourselves in Bandhan collectively, and from our hearts, putting the whole world in Bandhan at the same time. And let's just enjoy a few moments of pure silence. Jai Shri Mataji. As the occasion of Sri Ganesha's puja once again approaches rapidly in our Sahaj calendar, we dedicate this evening's meditation to Sri Ganesha. We'll begin with saying Sri Ganesha's mantra very simply just once from our hearts. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. And another moment of silence. I've just had a message that there's no sound. I hope you can all hear me. I'm just trying to sort this out for a moment, so we'll just stay in silent meditation. Okay, that's good. Apparently we do have sound, and I've had a few messages now saying yes, we can hear you. So that's good. That's it really facilitates the meditation when you can actually hear it. Lovely. Okay. So yes, I'm sorry to go back completely into having our full attention on Sri Ganesha. Sri Ganesha, we pray that you give the permission for the Kundalini to rise. And we ask Mother Kundalini to cleanse all of our chakras and especially our hearts. Shri Gauri Kundalini Mata. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Gauri Kundalini Mata Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Let us offer the Lord's Prayer, given us by Lord Jesus, Sri Mahavishnu, who was an incarnation, who is an incarnation of Sri Ganesha. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy will be done. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the power, and the glory, forever and ever. Amen. Shri Mataji, please open our hearts. And let us offer this prayer from our hearts. Shri Adi Shakti, it is you who created this universe, witnessed by Sri Sadashiva. The first thing you created on this earth was the innocence, which is the driving force of the whole universe, and is embodied in the person of Sri Ganesha. It is the innocence which we call as Omkara, which is present in every carbon atom, which is the basis of all life. It is you who created Sri Ganesha in order to protect the innocence of all human beings. That innocence, which can neither be lost nor destroyed. Sri Mataji, we humbly pray you to allow Sri Ganesha to be settled within us. Without you, Sri Ganesha, the Kundalini cannot rise. Without you, Sri Ganesha, our self-realization has no meaning. Please manifest the pure Ganesha within us, Nirmal Ganesha. We can say that mantra. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Nirmal Ganesha Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Please establish within us the wisdom through Ganesha Tattva. Please establish within us the purity through Ganesha Tattva. Let our eyes never be adulterous. Let them be radiant with the spark and light of the divine. Keep our eyes pure, that we may purify others. Let our Ganesha be fully established so that others may establish their pure Ganesha all over our countries. Jai Shri Mataji. Let's just meditate on this prayer for a moment. And in celebration of the sweetness and strength of this incredible collective, let's take the mantra of Sri Radha Krishna followed by that of Sri Vishnumaya for all the brothers and sisters. without whose pure attention tonight the vibrations could not be so strong. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Radha Krishna Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Vishnu Maya Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. A small story of Sahaj experience, personal Sahaj experience from the very, very early days, within weeks of getting my realization. I was enthralled by all the treasures offered up in the little green mantra book. This was back in 1989. And one day, I was at the seaside, just walking along the bridge, along the beach, I'm sorry. It was a very cloudy day, but the air was fresh. I was so enthused with this new discovery. And this was just one of many experiences where the divine played a beautiful little trick. To let me know in a very powerful way of its existence. So I was reading the 108 invocations to Sri Ganesha, which are in English. Being new to Sahaja Yoga, I found them very relatable. And I read them out loud as I walked along the beach. There was no one else around, and I just had the whole beach to myself, and I read these invocations, as I will do now. And I can't remember if it was after I was finished. I think it was while they were still going on. I looked above my head, and there was a little hole in the clouds literally directly above my head, with the blue sky coming through. And I just thought, that's my Kundalini. My Kundalini has penetrated the cloud and showed me the blue sky, the infinite blue sky. Jai Shri Mataji. These invocations are said in groups of 5. So I'm going to say them 5 at a time, and then we can all say together, obeisance to you again and again. You are the one to be worshipped first. You are the word that was in the beginning. You are the Omkara. You are the source of life. You are the source of security. Obeisance to you again and again. You are worshipped with red flowers. You are adored by yogis and yoginis. You are the support of the root and the support of the fruit. You are auspiciousness and the bestower of auspiciousness. You are wisdom and the bestower of wisdom. Obeisance to you again and again. You are innocence and the bestower of innocence. You make holy what evil had soiled. You build anew what was destroyed. You resurrect the innocence that was lost. You are the Lord of chastity. Obeisance to you again and again. You are the bestower of the inner paradise. You are the refuge of all. You have compassion for your devotees. You are the giver of satisfaction and fulfillment. You are the beloved son of Sri Mahagauri. Obeisance to you again and again. You are the greatest pupil of Sri Mahasaraswati. You are the guardian of Sri Mahalakshmi. You are listened to by Sri Adi Kundalini. You are manifested in the four heads of Sri Brahmadeva. You are the foremost disciple of Sri Shiva. Obeisance to you again and again. You are the glory of Sri Mahavishnu. You are the bond of love between Sri Rama and his brothers. You lead the dance of Sri Krishna's gopis. You are Jesus the child and Christ the King. You fill the nets of Jesus' disciples. Obeisance to you again and again. You reside in all the deities. You are the house of yoga. You are the substance of the Adi Guru. You become the Adi Guru to reveal your mother. You only know how to worship your mother. Obeisance to you again and again. You only know your mother. You are the joy of your mother. You live on the complete blessings of your mother. You live in the present, which is the presence of God. You are the foundation of the Sahaj collective, the Sangha. Obeisance to you again and again. You are the body of Dharma. You are the essence of Buddha, which is enlightened wisdom. You are Sahaja. You are the primordial friend. You create the sphere of Sahaja Yoga. Obeisance to you again and again. You are the honesty of Sahaja Yoga. You are the eldest brother of the Sahaja Yogis. You bestow the Shakti of chastity upon the Sahaja Yogis. You are pleased by humility. You are pleased by simplicity. Obeisance to you again and again. You grant the knowledge of pure love. You grant the love of pure knowledge. You are beyond grasp. You are beyond temptations. You are beyond imagination. Obeisance to you again and again. You challenge defeat and punish negativity. You watch the gates of hell. You open and close the gates of hell. That which is not within you is hell. You are the Lord of the Ganas. Obeisance to you again and again. You grant the subtlety of discretion. You remove all the obstacles. You bless the sanctity of the marriage union. You call on this earth the realized souls. You are the dignity of eternal childhood. Obeisance to you again and again. You are the Lord of Maharashtra. You are complete and perfect. You do not tolerate fanaticism, especially in Sahaja Yogis. You play and see the play. You are magnetic and fascinating. You are the beloved one. You are the quality that makes love enchanting. You are the power of all bandhans. You are the savior of our attention. You have a prominent belly expressing contentment. Obeisance to you again and again. You are fond of kusha grass, which is Mother Earth's green sari. You are fond of ladhus, because you are the essence of sweetness. You are fond of dancing for your mother's delight. You fan your ears to make the Chaitanya blow. You have one tusk, to lift us out of the samsara, the world. Obeisance to you again and again. You hold many weapons for the destruction of evildoers. You are the guardian of the Sanctum Sanctorum. You shine like 1,000 suns. You rule over a galaxy of lotuses. You bestow upon the seekers the power to become lotuses. Obeisance to you again and again. You are the remembrance of God within all seekers. You sustain the hope for God during the quest. You destroy the impurity of Kali Yuga. You are the bestower of boons. You are the bestower of absolute happiness. Obeisance to you again and again. You gave an infinitesimal fraction of your power to Manmata, the god of love, and he conquered the world. You give to love its power of attraction. You are the purity of love, immaculate. You are the love that soothes, nourishes, and elevates to God. You are the love by which we recognize God. Obeisance to you again and again. You are the vessel of sacred adoration. You are lost in the goddess's darshan. You bring the yogi to the goddess's darshan. You grant the darshan of the form and the formless. You grant the darshan of Shri Nirmalama and of Shri Nirguna. Obeisance to you again and again. You are the master of protocol of Shri Adi Shakti Nirmala Devi. You are the foremost knower of Shri Adi Shakti Nirmala Devi. You witness the awesome greatness of Shri Adi Shakti Nirmala Devi. You allow the Divine Mother to feel her motherhood. You allow the Divine Father to enjoy her creation. Obeisance to you again and again. You allow the Sahaja Yogis to melt into you. You are the owner of God, as the child owns his mother. And you are fond of playing with your mother, Shri Nirmala, in the snowy regions of Sastrara. Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha.
It is so Sahaj today that the day of celebration has fallen onto the birthday of Sri Ganesh. Every month they celebrate the fourth day of the moon as the birth date of Sri Ganesh. And today is that date. Luckily, we are here for the puja of Sri Ganesha on his birthday. I have said a lot about Sri Ganesha and his importance in our life. He is the giver of wisdom. But this wisdom comes from our innocence. Innocence that is innate within us. As children, we are innocent. But as we grow, we start exerting ourselves in a manner that we start losing our innocence. We lose it in two ways. Once we have lost our innocence, we cannot believe that others could be innocent. Another is that we think innocence is not important. Innocence is the sustenance, is the basis of spirituality. If a person doesn't have innocence, he cannot rise in spirituality. That's why the first job of Sahaja Yoga is to establish Sri Ganesha within you, to awaken him. As soon as the Kundalini awakens, you must know that Sri Ganesha comes into being. Without his awakening within you, Kundalini cannot be raised. But it could be temporary or it could be a permanent thing. It could be very temporary with people who are not yet adjusted to the new method or to the ways of God's love. Those who have not understood or those who have not gone through those traditions, it is rather difficult for them to establish Sri Ganesha within them. At this point I find there are people who fight with their problems and try to overcome the outward problems and establish Sri Ganesha. But there are other people who are still not there. They start doubting others' innocence. In Sahaja Yoga is a very common failing. I have seen people complaining about others, saying that their innocence is not established. It's the first sign that your own innocence is in danger. Because you doubt yourself, you are doubting others. If you are doubting others, then be sure that you are not going to gain anything. Your job is to look after yourself and not others. And if you start doing like this, gradually in your Muladhara, there will be lots of these booths that will just jump in and they'll give you more ideas and more ideas of doubting others. By doubting others, you can never correct them and never yourself. So those people who indulge into this kind of practices go away from their innocence. They try to find out what others are doing, what are their ways of using other people in Sahaja Yoga for their own purposes, or some sort of a funny spy-like attitude they develop. In Sahaja Yoga, you have to only spy yourself and not others. Those who start spying themselves, criticizing others, will never rise higher than what you are. In the beginning, I have seen many Sahaja Yogis who come also try to do this, to criticize others. This is the sign of their immaturity, sign of their also poor awakening of their Sri Ganesha. So those who come for the first time should be very careful that still we have to achieve a lot and we should not start doubting others, making remarks about others. Because in innocence, people can be very, very simple, very friendly, but inside their hearts there is no malice, there is no filth. But those who come for the first time sometimes have the filth within them, and they say the reflection of their own filth in other people. I had gone to a program in Kolhapur, and you know how your mother is innocent and pure. And a gentleman came and he told me that he has a Nabi problem. So I said, all right, you put your hand on my Nabi. He put his hand there, and the women there, who were really funny women, they said, why should mother allow another man to touch her knee? They could not understand that how could anybody touch a lady's knee. But once you are at that level, you don't really know that there is bad in it, and you just say, all right, it's all right, you can touch my knee. And the fellow got all right with his trouble, with his Nabi. So, you see, the thing is, if your eyes are clean, you can understand what is clean and what is unclean. But if your eyes are not clean, you start seeing something that you want to see, or sometimes you see something that never exists. So, I would request all the new Sahaja Yogis who are here not to criticize the old Sahaja Yogis. And this is very anti-God activity. Never say a word about the old Sahaja Yogis. Because I have heard complaints, people came and complained to me and I was amazed. Those who are just now there, how can they start criticizing other Sahaja Yogis? That means you are trying to hit the roots of Sahaja Yoga. and this is not the way you are going to help. So I have to request you, please look after your own vibrations. Look after your own ascent. Look after what you have done for Sahaja and then talk. Suddenly, if you just enter into Sahaja Yoga and start criticizing others about their innocence, you are hitting the Ganesha at the root of it. So be careful. Of course, you will be hit, no doubt. And such people who have done like this, I have seen, have ended up with cancer. Because Ganesha is the one, when he gets angry, the first thing you get is cancer. So be careful, I am warning you. Don't try these tricks anymore. Try to improve your spirituality so that you can enjoy the joy of Sri Ganesha. This is one side. The second side is that to keep Sri Ganesha intact, we have to have certain maryadas. Everybody must have certain maryadas. Like that, I would say that I will ask a lady to put her hand even up to my heart point from the front. But I would not ask a man to do that, because there is a maryada. If you are a man, you are not supposed to touch my front side, but you can touch my back side. There are maryadas for everything. And if you do not observe these maryadas or these boundaries, then you are apt to get out of it, despite the fact that you are pure. And you might create a problem unnecessarily. I'll give a very good example of Sri Mahavir, who was the incarnation of Bhairava. Himself, Bhairava took on this birth. And to Bhairava, what is cloth, what is dress? I mean, he is a person. To him, the whole universe is his clothes, or the whole directions are his clothes. He is a Digambar. To him, what does it matter? He is so innocent. He is absolute innocence himself. And the innocence that is destructive, that will destroy. Through him only you get your cancer when you start misbehaving. So he is such a simple man like him, in the sense that he never knew what was impurity, who didn't know what sin was. Such a personality came on this earth to teach people to be innocent, to be dharmi, to be good. Now this one once had to go to some forest where half of his cloth got caught up in the bushes. So he had to cut it off, and he was left with half of the cloth. And when he came out on the village outskirts, he met a person who was actually Sri Krishna, who tried to take his pariksha, just came there, and he said that why should you have any cloth? There is no need. But I am a human being. I have no clothes on my body. So you are a god. You are incarnation. So why don't you give your cloth to me? He said, all right, take. He gave away the part that was there. And that's how for a very short time he was without clothes. Very short time. But that people have exploited and are making him nude and making all his private parts in such details. All nonsense there. Now many people ask me, how is it that Jains indulge into this nudity and all that? It is all absurdity. It's nothing anywhere near Mahavira. Nobody is a Mahavira to become even nude, even for a short time. So why should they do it? Because everybody tries to find out something that is a loophole just to cover up their own weaknesses. And all such weaknesses tell upon the progeny. Now that has gone so far that they cannot understand that Sri Mahavira destroy. Through him only you get your cancer when you start misbehaving. So he is such a simple man like him, in the sense that he never knew what was impurity, who didn't know what sin was. Such a personality came on this earth to teach people to be innocent, to be dharmi, to be good. Now this one once had to go to some forest where half of his cloth got caught up in the bushes. So he had to cut it off, and he was left with half of the cloth. And when he came out on the village outskirts, he met a person who was actually Sri Krishna, who tried to take his pariksha, just came there, and he said that why should you have any cloth? There is no need, but I am a human being, I have no clothes on my body, so you are a god, you are incarnation, so why don't you give your cloth to me? He said, all right, take. He gave. Was the person who did not need any clothes, still just to keep the samayachar, he did wear his cloth throughout and later on also, but for a short time he gave away his clothes. That doesn't mean that in the public he became nude, suddenly took out his clothes and all that. It doesn't mean that. He respected the public at that, not only, but he respected his parents to begin with. Before he took to real sannyasa, he respected his parents, and he said that now the time has come for me to give up this worldly life where I have been indulging into worldly affairs, and I have to take to sannyasa. Sannyasa doesn't mean that he was not a sannyasi, he was, but means that the worldly life of his parents and other people he had to give. Because if you have to indulge sometimes into this life, like in the Hindu tradition, after certain age, say 75, they say, you have to take a sannyas, in the sense that your family, your children are settled down now, there's no problem, so you have to take a sannyas. But for that the wisdom has to be gathered in young age. Otherwise in old age still there is no wisdom and you are behaving like a young man of 16 years. It's better you don't take sannyas. So the whole understanding about life in India has to be very subtle, and to understand these great people you have to be little bit greater than what you are. If you are just mud, how can you see the gold? You cannot. So you have to remove this mud from your eyes. This is a very common feature in the West, that either they are suspicious or they are in it. There's nothing in between. Either the people who are suspicious of others, or there are people who are indulging it. So having a middle way. First thing I have to request, because you are the first Sahajogis now who have come for the first time to India, that this soil of our country is full of rhythm of Sri Ganesh. We are sitting on it. You have to vow that I will establish my Ganesha. Don't worry about others. Your attention on others is wrong. I'll establish my Ganesha and let this Mother Earth give me the full strength to establish my Shiva. This is very important, because unless and until your Sri Ganesh is established, you cannot be connected to the whole, nor can you have the enjoyment of your spirit. You will be a half-baked personality, which you should not. So far I have seen that the Western Sahajogis are extremely assiduous and they take things very seriously. They get to it because they know if they have to have joy, they have to work it out. So you have to be an introvert as far as you are concerned, and as far as others are concerned, you have to be just seeing the good points of others. Always see the good points, not the bad points. Otherwise you will create problems for yourself, and a day will come you will have to get out of Sahaja. It has happened with many who tried these things and they are out, absolutely out of Sahaja. If you have to be in Sahaja, you have to understand that to be one with the whole, try to look after yourself. Another thing I have told you, that in every country I have to have somebody on whom I have to depend. Just like Sri Ganesha, I depend on him for many things. He looks after many things. In the same way, in every country, I have to have somebody there. I do not like that all the time you are complaining about a person with whom I am in connection. You need not correct that person. I have told you 100 times, don't correct that person. I know, because I am in contact, I know what that person is. You don't know anything. I know everything about that person and I can correct that person. But I was surprised in London also, some people came and said something funny about others. I was surprised that they think I don't know. I know each and everything. You leave it to me. It is not your job to do such things, and this is very mediocre approach to Sahaja Yoga, extremely mediocre. And if you are going to be mediocre, I cannot help it, but a day will come you might have to get out of Sahaja Yoga. This is the first warning I want to give you, because now we are going into the interior of Maharashtra. You will see women and men never sit together in Maharashtra. They sit separately. They keep a distance with them. We must learn those things. In the West, we are very open people. It's all right, you could be open. There are methods and ways how we are open, how we keep distances. Like I'll be much more free with the son of Dr. Sangvi, but with him I'll keep a little distance. It's a style that a lady, her elders, she must keep a distance, and a man must keep a distance from younger generation. This is a system by which this country has worked out its innocence, and we all should try to follow this point. That keep a distance with the ladies who are younger to you, and keep a distance from the gentlemen who are older than. They are, even a 80-year-old woman marries an 18-year-old girl, such a confused state of affairs where you cannot talk of these things. But here, when we are trying to sort out our confusions, our mistakes, we should try to adhere to certain pattern which has helped people. Our social life is much better. And to understand why the social life is better is because of Sri Ganesha's importance. Where Sri Ganesha is not there, you will find even Sahaja Yoga does not work. See, in the north of India, there is no Sri Ganesh much. So the Muslims came in. If Sri Ganesha was there, they would have fought Islam. They accepted Islamic culture. And when that culture came in from the Nawabs and all that licentious people, it all trickled down. But not to that extent. Still, I would say that there is a sense of chastity in people in India, and we all should have that sense of chastity. But the most thing is that in your heart, in your mind, don't allow funny ideas to come in. First of all, watch what in your mind. It will give you ideas like this man is not good, that man is not good. Just don't listen to these things. Just listen to yourself, that where am I? What am I doing? What have I done for Sahaja Yoga? My vibrations, are they all right? Am I helping others? Where is my attention? The attention has to be, what am I doing with what Mother has given to me? So today is a very great day. We must all pray to Sri Ganesh that he should give his blessings, because he is the source of joy. He is the source of joy. He is Christ. He is in your heart, resides a spirit. So he is the one, the innocence you have to achieve. And that is the beginning of Sri Ganesha's being, which evolves at the head here, you see, on this glass, as Om it becomes. So the same Sri Ganesha ultimately becomes Om within ourselves. So to have the purest form of enjoyment of your spirit, we must try to see that we establish our Sri Ganesh. And let everyone follow a proper pattern. You don't try to correct each other. That's a very wrong attitude in Sahaja Yoga, and it's very detrimental to the growth of Sahaja Yoga. Anybody who tries this is thrown out of Sahaja Yoga in no time, by some way or some other. And also I have seen people getting cancer. And they ask me, Mother, how is it we were doing Sahaja Yoga and how did we get cancer? Because of this nonsense. Don't try to go against other Sahaja Yogis. You must respect, they are all saints. And respect the older Sahaja Yogis, because they have been there. You have to learn a lot. They have worked very hard to establish Sahaja Yoga. So I have to make a very simple announcement today, that on this day of Sri Ganesh, all my children who are born like Sri Ganesha in the same pattern should become dynamic like him, innocent like him, great like him, working 24 hours. This little child is working throughout the day and night to give you this source of joy. May God bless you.
And we'll just meditate in silence on the power of this talk. Jai Shri Mataji. I have to ask again to the collective, to those yogis who've been listening. I pull my ears for this, but before Mother's talk, I gave some invocations to Sri Ganesha in English language, the 108 invocations. And I think I might have been muted when I did that. Did anyone hear the 108 invocations to Sri Ganesha? You can message me on WhatsApp if you have my number. I'm sure quite a few do. Just let me know if it was heard. Meanwhile, we'll just meditate a few more minutes in silence. Jai Shri Mataji. So I didn't get any message from anyone, so I'm assuming that it was heard. If it wasn't, then you got a nice 10, 15 minutes silent meditation, which can't be a bad thing. And perhaps we'll do it another time. So I think we can finish soon. Let's just all together say Mother's three mantras. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Mahalakshmi Mahasaraswati Mahakali Trigunatmika Kundalini Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Adi Shakti Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. Om Tvameva Sakshat Shri Kalki Sakshat Shri Sahasrara Swamini Moksha Pradaini Mataji Shri Nirmala Devi Namo Namaha. 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 And we can collectively raise our kundalinis and put ourselves in bandhan. And then we'll just listen to more of the beautiful music before we go off the air. Jai Shri Mataji.
possible to get the monitors working? We can't really hear anything on the, can't hear the tuning.
Jai Shri Mataji. We thank you, Mother, for the blessing of these beautiful collective meditations. And I want to thank everybody for coming and giving such powerful attention. So have a good night, everyone, and a beautiful day tomorrow. Jai Shri Mataji.